J, counselor. Dr. 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 J, counselor. You matter. You matter. You matter. You matter.
Good evening, Faith family. This is your boy, Dr. J. Man, listen, this is Do I Want to Stay Married? And guess what? I got my girlfriend with me, y'all. Me and my girlfriend, Lady J. What's poppin', girl?
Look, Doc, I'm super excited. It is Love Month, and you know this is Do I Want to Stay Married, where we keep it absolutely authentic and uncensored. So we're going to come today and deal with your heart matters.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited.
Well, it's going to be a hot show, to all our fans and all of our followers. If it's your first time listening to us or following with us, I want you to understand we navigate the waters of singlehood, and it's interesting what we come up with and where you land in these facts. And we do it all different perspectives and different dynamics. So really you can find yourself in the conversations of the realness and transparency of what really happens in relationships. And
Absolutely.
I do it with my queen, of course. Today's topic, y'all, is a hot one, man. I mean, we're in Love Month, of course, and we're dealing with love and losses. It sounds interesting is because it's kind of like, how can you have one and the other? Not one if the other, but it all weaves together. Love and losses. Mm-hmm. So many times, Lady J, is that many times the pains that happen in relationships, be that in your single dating process or even in marriages, oftentimes the hurt and the agony and the residue of all of that happens from individuals who have said they love you.
Right.
That we're going to dig in today. Listen, I want to make sure that you understand, again, if it's your first time following with us and all our regulars, man, make sure you go out to Spotify, Amazon Music. Also, we are on Apple Podcasts. And, of course, on the syndicated radio show, KJLH 102.3, Radio Free in L.A. The great Stevie Wonder, the legendary owner of that station, man. You can find us always there. The additional episodes, it's always hot, it's always popping. We're on the front of the site, man. Make sure you check those shows out because they can help you. They're entertaining, but they're also really transparent and it can be very relevant. And like I said, we're spiritual, but we're definitely relevant, so we keep it uncensored. How can I do this without this wonderful team, man, that we travel all around the world and get all those different perspectives? Well, we start, in the best place. We started in the streets, so we got the one and only KD. What's going on, great sir?
Y'all already know, man, this is your boy KD the Voice, bringing it to you all kind of ways, man, from them ATL streets by way of Duval and Caliwacky, baby.
Listen to me, it's an exciting show, bro. It's, this love and losses, man. I want to know if there's some love in the streets, so we're going to talk about it today, man. But I know it's a whole bunch of losses.
Right. That part.
But to help him out, man, we got the wonderful, the one and only, that tribe voice, the sophisticated Sheila. How are you, darling?
Hello, Doc. Hi, Lady J. I'm so excited. Love Month is all about love. Now, I can tell you this, the tribe and I, we've been talking all week, but let me just start by saying this. Alfred Lord Tennyson said, and I quote, "'Tis better than to love and have lost than never to have loved at all." But we're going to find out if it was all worth it.
Well, Sheila, it's so funny. We was talking about it in pre-production. Lady was letting the cat out the bag. One of our followers, man, and our great friend, I won't put his name out there, but he said he waits to February 15th?
He said that he waits till February the 15th to start dating. But then he said that he breaks up with him on December the 24th before Christmas. Please pray, church.
Absolutely. And so guess what now? To keep us all together, man, so we don't end up in the pits of hell, we make sure we keep our great spiritual father a part of the show, man, that you can literally, we are spiritual, but we're relevant. Now, I will say, before I introduce this great man, he has been on fire lately, okay? You hear what I'm saying to you? Because, Daddy, you being kind of raw, but you've been real spiritual too, man. The great, wonderful, one and only Bishop Dunny Williams, sir.
My question is to everyone is this. What is it that you have lost because you loved it, or something you have loved and lost it? Explain that to me.
It sounds like it's going to be a hot show, like always. Let's be clear. So at the end of the day, we got to go to them streets, y'all.
But this is what I'm going to do later. This is a special show, so we got 45 minutes. We're going to hit it hard, but I want to do something special there because this is Love Month. I want to make sure that all of our social media, listen, go online, go to our social media platform, Facebook. I'm literally live in the show, Uncensored. I see your comments. I will get your comments out on the air. If you have any question, comments, if you want to send love you to your boos, your ex-boos, your shout outs that I don't love you no more, boo, and all that good old stuff. We keep it straight up raw. You can put it on there, man. But guess what? Today, we're going to bring a different element to the show. I'm going to go ahead and put a private number out there. You can call live on the show. Call 352-817-0219. You're going to be live in the studio with Dr. J, the counselor, and this wonderful crew. You can leave your comments, or you can go to social media, leave it in the comments box or what have you, and share your love, man, and we're going to deal with it like that. So, love and losses, lady.
I'm all in. Let's be clear, but we have a special treat today. Our celebrity guest is none other than our brother and sister, Flex and Shanice. So hold on, because we're going to spend some time interviewing them.
They are the reality gurus, guys. So doing great things. I'm excited about that. Thank you, Lady J, man. So make sure you continue to follow us, man. We're dealing with love and losses. And where I really want to start it with, and I want to send it to the streets, but the reality of it is let's start at this point. We're going to go to KD in them streets. We're going to deal with what's going on. But I want to make sure that when we come off of that, we deal with the perspective of first, what is love? And do women and men interpret it different? Is there a different perspective? Is the church saying one thing? Is what's going on in this modern day love? Because people are online dating, ain't even met each other. They've been catfish, all kind of stuff that happen. But in the name of love, So at the end of the day, we're going to my man KD in them streets, and y'all, we'll be right back. All right.
From the barbershop to the courthouse to in your house.
The voice is giving you the real scoop straight from the street.
I love God, but God is still working on me.
He says he's keeping it 100.
You be the judge.
Here's your boy, KD, representing the people's voice.
This is your boy, Dr. J. We are going to those streets out there in the ATL with my man, KD the Voice. KD, what's up, dude?
Man, Doc, hey, man, this love thing about these streets. Now, let me tell you, I went out there. The fellas don't even talk about what's love. That's what they said. I said, man, I had love. But the ladies, man, I did run into this one lady, man, but she hit me with something that's kind of deep to me now, Doc. Since we're talking about love and losses, she said she feel like she lost a good man because of what her girlfriend was telling her about what the Bible say about love. So she said that when the Bible, 1 Corinthians, I don't know how to quote the Bible, so y'all help me out. She said something about 1 Corinthians. She said that she told her love was patient, love was kind and not quick to anger or something like that, right? So she evaluated her situation based on that. Hey, I don't want to quote it wrong, so I'm gonna be like, "Mud dear, that something like that." All right? But y'all know what I'm talking about. But on the serious note, this is what she said. She said she kind of like left this brother alone because of the fact that she wasn't identifying everything that the Bible was saying about love in 1 Corinthians. He was doing the opposite. He was quick to get mad at her. He wasn't patient. She didn't feel like he was kind, but he always telling her he loved her. And sometimes a lot showing it materialistically way. That's a word I just made up. So I'm just,
please.
Hey, I'm just bringing it to you straight from the streets. Ain't nothing I said now. I'm just telling you what the street said. She said materialistically. But serious note now on this love month. Now on this love month, she left him alone, man. And now she's feeling like she lost a good thing because he was a good guy, but didn't show those characteristics that her girlfriend said the Bible said about love.
Sheila, you heard what the street says. What the tribe got to say about this thing now?
Listen, this thing called love, this crazy thing called love, there is no fear in love. That is biblical, by the way. I don't have to even think about that. But, to have that unconditional, this is from the tribe, that unconditional, purposeful sacrifice of yourself for the betterment of another. And to do that, to be patient and kind and loving and not holding record who did what and that tit for tat, that's all driven by fear. And according to the tribe, you can't have fear and love. It can't exist together. So who's ever afraid of what their girlfriend said or their guy friend said, it all comes down to that one thing. Are you afraid of it? Because if you're afraid of love, don't get in the ring because it can knock you out, TKO. That's just from the tribe.
That's from my sister. Let's be clear. First of all, I do want to, because you kind of took a little something from me, sis, because I was listening to Teddy Pendergrass when Doc sent this hot topic out, right? Because I was thinking about the TKO that the good KD needs. Let me fall into this whole dynamic of what potentially the Word of God says. First of all, it's unadulterated, which means it's true. So you don't have to wonder if it kind of says that. The reality of it is, it does say that love is patient. It does say that love is kind. It specifically gives you direction. However, Doc, we talk about the fact that that God gives us a roadmap of how to live and how we should function. I believe when we deal with this matter called love, I don't understand why there's different definitions. If you go to the definition of a word, there is one meaning of it. So I'm lost in the fact that it's interpreted. It's like people make love to be whatever it is that they want it to be.
Well, let's just go ahead and just get really some true definition. I'm really gonna call on Bishop.
Yes.
And really try to dig in this thing from a biblical perspective. But one of the things I do want to challenge home as we get ready to go to Bishop is specifically about, the lady said that she lost because her friend brought up God.
Wow.
And that's interesting to me, how you can lose with God. And the reality of it is that if he is not resembling that God describes and expressed in his word, how did she lose?
Doc, I'll get your offering.
So the question really is that she may have lost. The question of it is, did she lose a good thing? That's really, I think, that what is that debate is, did she really lose love or what have you? So my thing of it is, before we execute anybody and put him in the chair, I want to throw it at Bishop. Literally, bring us foundationally, man. I mean, because I'm like this right here, and I want to say this clearly on national TV, radio, podcast, is that I'm not knocking anybody's faith in their belief. As a matter of fact, I just simply believe that you need to believe something. And these times, I don't know how you not believe anything. But for me, I believe that Jesus is the Christ, he is the Messiah, and he is the way. And to truly define this dynamic, I just have to go with what I know. So you're free to join in, and those who need to join out, God bless you too. But Bishop, what I want to know from you, sir, and what the world need to know, and this is why I want to give you a minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes of a sermonette. Break this love thing down from us. Come from any angle you want to, but we need to define his love.
Please.
Amen. Well, what a blessing. Okay, first of all, there's two identity of love. We take the Corinthians 13 and we say this. The word is charity, not love. We interpret charity as love, but it's not. Okay, so let's go back to love. The Bible says God is love. Now, if we truly love something or somebody, we are godly. If we give charity, we are givers. So don't confuse what you give as love, because charity is giving, not love. I can be charitable and not love you, but I can't love you and not be charitable. So first of all, let's clear up that. Secondly, love is a spirit. Love is action. One of the problems we have with relationship is that we look at our emotions, our feelings, and we call it love. That's not what we're dealing with. Here we are dealing with a spirit, which is God. So if we love something or someone, we are godly. We are good. Because the Bible said there's only one that is good, and that's God. So I want to end with this. Let me just share this. I fell in love with a lady named Valerie. Now, how did I fall in love with her? I saw God in our relationship, and I pursued the godliness in our relationship. Therefore, I am acting in love. I am acting like God. So when I have a charitable relationship, I give, I receive. I give, I receive. When I quit giving, I quit receiving. And when I quit receiving, I quit giving. So let me end. Every person that said they have lost something is because they quit giving, and therefore they quit receiving. So therefore they lost. But you can't lose God.
Let me tell you something.
Doc?
Bishop, if I had a Hammond, I would be playing behind you, sir. You know what I mean? I don't know in what key, but I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a love show, right? So let me send some love, because we got social media here. We got my girl Brittany. She, first of all, she says that, first of all, people define love by what's comfortable for them. Indeed. I want to say big shout outs to the OKC sending love from Pastor and Nikki Cooper. So this is love, y'all. So we'll keep sending love out. Just our social media following. Don't forget you can call in and leave your comments. 352-817-0219. 352-817-0219. You can talk to us, okay, and leave your comments or go on social media. This love situation, when you look at the definition of it and you break it down in nature, then it drives me to this question. Because we deal with all aspects of people, all type of people coming to church, all type of people coming to my counsel office. We encounter all type of individuals, obviously in the street and in live. So let's deal with this, right? In this modern day time of dating and relationship, okay? But when you're talking about love, there was a artist, that one of your fans, Stephanie Mills. And what is a song I've learned
To respect the power of love.
I think love has told in this modern time, maybe is it potentially being disrespected? Do we know how to respect love? Because my thing is this, and this is where I wanted to kind of park this thing, is that I think sometimes people put some dynamics of what love is, like it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. Right. And let me explain: should I be in the dating process or in the courting or whatever you want to call it process? Is it that I should be determining this person that I'm dealing with? Should I first decide that, do I want exclusivity? Do I want a deeper relationship? And if so, in making that decision to want that, once you commit to that, isn't that where in that atmosphere love should abide? Or is I hear people saying that word all the time, love, in all phases of relationship, and they ain't known each other but a couple of days, And I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm gonna throw this at the men, and I want to hear this on social media. First of all, I think women want to hear it. I think some men scared of it. I think it's just different dynamics when it comes to this love. And if to hear what I'm hearing today, and to know that love is so great, right, and so powerful, and such a good thing, why is it being utilized to me as a weapon that has caused so much detriment and pain in the name of love?
But Doc, I think that that's the truth. Now, hear me clearly. And you just said it. First of all, we give God glory. We're the #1 podcast on TV and radio. Watch this, which means people want truth. So when people comment and they go on Stevie Wonder's station or wherever they find us, they say, oh my God, you guys were honest. So let's call this honest. The reality of it is that when people use this word called love, most people don't know what it is, which means that if you don't know what something is, you can't produce it. If I bought you a car, but I didn't know I was giving you a vehicle, I may give you an outfit. I'm supposed to give you keys. You got to be responsible with understanding what it is that you're saying that you're giving to someone. When I say I love you, I know exactly what that means. And I want to say this, I have a point of reference of where it's coming from. And Bishop said this, I know it's coming from God. Taja can't give you something that she can't produce.
Okay. All right, KD, I'm finna throw it at you. Okay, because I want to throw this to some relevance of what happens every day out there in these millennials and in this modern dating world. My question of it is let's just say all these dynamics is absolutely true about love. And let's just say, I'm gonna get to the women, but let's just say that's what women come from. When if in a relationship, the woman say, I love you. For the natural normal man that has not ran into Bishop William yet. Okay? For the natural man. My question is, do they know what they're getting themselves into? Because it's kind of like, did y'all ever see the movie with Martin? And the lady kept telling him, listen, I don't want to do it. Don't mess up with me. I'm hurt. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And he like, nah. And then she messed around and got into it and said, I love you. And he wanted something. He ain't want love though. He wanted something. But he had to cross that bridge called love.
He manipulated the word to get something that he wanted.
But my question is, what is he hearing? What is the guy saying when it comes to in these relationships? Are they even interested? What have you? Are women even saying it now? I mean, what's going on?
Katie, in those streets, what do you guys hear when you hear the word love? Curious.
Honestly, this is the thing. Majority of the men, I can't say all of us, all the men, but a lot of them, first of all, a lot of them wasn't raised with the man in the house, or if they was raised with the man in the house, they wasn't raised knowing how to identify what true love is. I mean, some relationships, their parents' relationship was all crazy and this and that. So that's what distinguished of a love relationship. It may be all off the chain. So that's what they noticed. And the ones that never grew up with the father and the streets raised them, they fell in love with the streets loved them. So the only way they know how to love is that aggressive love, just not always angry all the time, but thinking somebody's always at them or you know what I'm saying, trying to make them do this or do that. So they respond in a different way, even though they think it is love. I know a brother told me, honestly, he said that he was trying to keep up with his wife. The way she loved him, she loved so hard, and he just couldn't measure up to her because he thought he was loving her, but she always told him, you don't love me. And that made him walk out the relationship because he felt he was loving her. He was doing everything he was supposed to do because that's what he was taught, So that's what the streets say. That ain't nothing I said, baby.
Well, Katie, one of the things I want to drive this home, and I want to park this, Bishop. I want to throw this at you. When we come back off a commercial, and we got an amazing Black Book guest today. So when we come back off of this, I want to start with you and Sheila, regardless of something KD said about being in a relationship. Is it possible? And Katie, please remember this question so we can throw it back to Bishop and Sheila. But one of the things that was hit to me in my inbox, is it possible for two people to be in a relationship or a marriage, but they are in different phases of that love process, meaning one is loving one more than the other, or haven't even reached that point yet. So one is there and one is not. Can that happen? Is that healthy? And will they at one day align with themselves, or is that relationship basically heading for destruction? So guess what? To break up this monogamy, man, and they already gonna put it on us because Sheila trying to hold hers, lady over here looking over upon her glasses sometimes. It's that let's be clear moment, lady. So, lady, you too pretty today to be cutting up. So don't be doing that today, okay? On the men. All right. So we're going to go to our commercial. Let's be clear. We're going to hear from Lady J. And then we got an amazing guest that I'm ready to introduce that's going to talk to this wonderful team in this wonderful world and our following. So it's no other than this great time. Let's be clear. We'll be right back.
Let's be clear with Lady J. Ladies, it's our Let's Be Clear moment. You are amazing. You are powerful. Let's be clear. You are a daughter of the Most High God. It's your girl, Lady J.
Look, this is your girl, Lady J, and this is a special Let's Be Clear moment because it's Love Month. Ladies, don't get mad at me. Brothers, don't hate on the great Dr. J, but this is my Let's Be Clear moment. I concede. Ladies, listen to me. I concede. Do you know what concede means? Concede means that you had a theory and you changed and concluded that that theory is no longer true. Stephanie Mills said, I've learned to respect the power of love. Your girl today, I concede. The reason why I concede is because I happen to be married to someone who made me literally understand that the carnal person in me had to stand down. And in the song, let's be clear, she says, I've learned to respect the power of love. It's the type of love that'll make you talk right. You can get an amen out there. It's the type of love that'll make you walk right. And so I concede to my wonderful husband today that I learned to respect the power of love, because the power of love in our marriage caused me to change. It caused me to want to be a godly woman. It caused me to want to be a submissive woman. But it was the power of the real love, because you gave me the love of God and you showed me how important it was for me to be respected and loved as a woman. So my let's be clear moment today, ladies, is I concede. I encourage you to concede. If you have a real man, don't mistreat him, love him. And guess what? Learn to respect the power of love. That's my let's be clear moment.
That's just awesome, lady. I feel love and I feel lust. Ain't that amazing? Won't he do it? I mean, just won't he do it? Don't be mad at me, world. Get you somebody. Lady, that was amazing. No, listen, lady, first of all, let me say this to you. First of all, because you know you always come in with a let's be clear, but also you're just doing an amazing job. And it's just love month, so I love you. But you're also doing a great work to love on the women of God all around the world, which are never too busy to pray, which is such an amazing movement that you do every Friday. So I want you to make sure that you do continue to invite people to that, because, guys, I'm telling you, if you want to be inspired, encouraged, if you want that support system, powerful women doing great things together, gotta check this chick out, man. My girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I love this man. Never too busy to pray. Every Friday at noon, 15 minutes. Thank you for the plug.
No problem. You are my mistress, my girlfriend, my wife, and I produce you. So holla at her, all right?
He is my producer.
Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call me. We want to know what's going on with you. What's the scoop? Taking it all across the world. We're going into Dr. J's Black Book. It's that time. Dr. J, the counselor, with his featured guest from his Black Book.
We have some hot celebrity guests.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, to be honest with you, man, they really need no introduction. You see them all over the TV. I mean, they are the reality show guru is what I call them. I'm telling you, man, listen, I don't know what rock you could be under if you don't know these people. I go back under the rock like SpongeBob's friends and come out at some point. But listen, man, Grammy-nominated R&B singer. This great gentleman is a star on OWN. I mean, they've had the OWN show, Flex and Shanice. I know they popping off with some other things they're doing in reality show, but he also traveled the world with public speaking and encouraging individuals. This I know for a fact. And I'm almost ready just to jump right into the interviews, because I saw Shanice at the Stars and Stripes, where these people take their time to then fundraise to raise money for
we did the fundraiser
autism, you know, and then I saw Flex. I mean, listen, I watched the man on Law and Order, or what have you. Then I was able to be in his house, and I saw the man go from being a star, an actor,
to a father,
to be a husband,
and a father,
and still have time to be a father.
Right.
So really, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm excited. I cannot stay in my seat to introduce the one and only Shanice and Flex. What's up, y'all?
Hello. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Oh my God, hi, family.
Let me tell you unequivocally, I'm gonna tell you, I want the tabloids to catch it. I'm gonna push it to TMZ, get it. Y'all are literally the baddest Hollywood couple I know, for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to jinx nothing, but I'm spiritual, so I'm gonna be just buying that in Jesus' name. Because I'm gonna tell you, even if y'all wanna get it, hey, if y'all go to court and try to break up, we gonna put it back together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because we like New Jack City. You all we got.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank
How you doing, family?
We're doing great. We're doing great. Just staying safe and you know, just enjoying time. At home. And,
we've been really like even Flex mentioned it in another interview how this pandemic, you know, being like quarantined and everything has actually brought us closer. You know, we spend more time together now. We watch movies together. We sit at the table and have dinner together. You know, before the pandemic, Flex would be, you know, out hustling, doing his thing. I'm doing my thing, dropping the kids off school. And, you know, every day felt like Groundhog Day, the movie. And but now it's you know, it's been cool. And then Flex has been DJing, and music is therapeutic. So it's been helping us like take our minds off of what's going on in the world and just enjoy music. And it's actually been
it's been good. It's I mean, I tell you, it was definitely a time of rediscovery. If there was a word I could use, is rediscovering, purpose, rediscovering love, rediscovering relationships, rediscovering, just building that family time. And so, I'm just thankful that, we were able to do that amidst of everything else.
Yes. I think one of the things that is just amazing about you, and I think people who absolutely know you probably know much of this, but for some people, not. I think people don't understand how just that you guys are not in the box. You're so creative and so like 3D dimensional because first of all, when she just said Flex DJ, some people may think, what? How he DJ?
I just started DJing in 2014, 2015.
Okay.
But there's just I don't know how the story got switched. There's two things that I guess happened, taken from my bio, that they just changed. They said Spinderella discovered me. That's how I became a dancer for Salt and Pepper. It's partially what happened was she called me. I knew her already, so she called me and said, "Hey, we're going on tour, and we're going to do a bunch of these things. We're doing Arsenio. We're doing Marshall Warfield's show." That's from back when Marshall Warfield had a show. Ooh, I'm old. God, it was a bunch of shows we were doing, and she said, "Hey, we want, are you busy? That would you want to do this?" And I was like, let me check my schedule. I ain't doing nothing. So that's what happened. But I already knew her. She just reached out to me, and and that's what happened. And the second misnomer is that people think we got married on Valentine's Day, and we were married February 19th. Not Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, brother and sister, how this played out. We were like, for Love Month, we have to have Flex and Shanice on KJLH. It was no questions asked. This conversation came up before you even knew anything about it. But let me tell you why. It's one of those things like people say, they don't say Dr. J without saying Lady J. They don't say Flex without saying Shanice. It's like, we do have our own individuality. But I want you guys to do this and use this platform right now. And you said some powerful things. The pandemic really did, for those who are listening, it really did give you an opportunity to reevaluate and say, you know what, I think TD Jakes said it best. God is the only person that can put everybody in time out at the same time. But I saw something, sis Shanice, you said, at the end of the day, we still believe that the best is yet to come. For those people, and I want to hear from both of you guys, from those people that are out there that look at you and they say, oh my God, they're fans, and you have thousands, hundreds of thousands of them all over the world, but they're looking for hope on the other side of this. If you all will impart something and tell people what, just make a deposit today.
I would say, in life, we all go through storms, but storms don't last forever. And you have to keep that in mind during this pandemic. Like, while we're quarantined and everything, really start thinking about, okay, when we come out of this, what do I want to accomplish? Like, start thinking of ideas and, just know that, don't look at it like, okay, this is life forever. We're not, we're going to be stuck in here forever. Like, I try to think ahead and say, okay, eventually everything's going to be back to normal, because I know God didn't get us this far for us to all fail. So it's just think of those things, and just know that when we're going through a storm, like God says, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. He didn't say we stay in the valley. So just know we're gonna get through it, and you just have to just think ahead and just be positive, and that's all. That's what I can say right now.
Yeah. In addition to what she's saying, adjusting to everything that's going on. Again, I think you can come out of it stronger. I know we've gone through storms together. We've gone through storms separate. And the crazy thing is, both of our stories individually are similar. What we've gone through. Yeah. I've come from homelessness and drug abuse in the house, and just so many things. But I've always kept a positive outlook. You know, I've always, even when we went through things and we lost everything.
I know when we lost everything, he slept good at night, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, okay, Lord, I couldn't sleep, I cried, you know, but Flex always said, no, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. So he really helped.
I just had peace. I just said, you know, I said, if you gonna pray, like, what are you worrying for? Like, that's an oxymoron. It don't go together. Like,
right.
And do that. You just have to, you know, leave it alone and just keep moving. And for me, once, you know, I pray, I leave it alone, and I slept good. And
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I always knew that. I just always knew that it wasn't gonna last. I always knew that we're gonna get out of it. When we, you know, the sheriffs knocked on our door and, you know, took our home, and we lost our home. We were in a hotel. No matter what, I said, listen, we're in a hotel, but we're together. You know, we're, you know, going through this, but we're together. You know, and in the beginning we were like, oh, we lost everything, and then we had to refrain.
And you kept saying, no, we didn't lose everything.
I said we lost everything materially, but not we lose everything, because this is everything.
You know what? I think the reason why we have this bond, seriously, and we'll have to have that offline one time. But Doc, I don't know if you guys know, because you guys have eaten the celebrity soul food, but Doc took $16,000, and we're now doing an $800 million project and opening up 200 restaurants. We have 42 restaurants in development right now. Look, but you guys have a heads up, so y'all are a part of our story. But I want to say this to say, you know, I think we were in 320 articles over the last 60 months, but the conversation is the same. And he talks about, at the end of the day, or we should say, you know what, you don't know what we've been through. You know, and it's so easy for people to you have no earthly idea. And we ain't gonna have church because it would be real easy. That Hammond you was talking about a while ago, Doc. But people don't know what you've been through.
Girl, I'm about to mess up the whole show because I'll lose all the earpiece, the glasses, and the shoes. Because the reality of it is that people want your name, people want your life, but they don't want to go through the process. They don't know, or what have you. They don't know what it feels like. I done walked out and I called, guys, don't make you laugh. So I called 911 one time because somebody stole my car. It was just gone. Stole my car. Glass. I was looking for glass and everything. It was just gone. I called the 911 lady, said, just hold on one second, Mr. Jacobs. I heard her typing on the keyboard. She came back and called, said, hey, listen, nobody steal your car. They impound your car because it's been repo. You know what I'm saying? See, you know, many people don't know how to celebrate like that because you know what? Indeed, if it had not been for the Lord, but to be able to be persistent and consistent and to keep the faith and to keep pushing, what have you. And sometimes, you know, even when you're going through it can be sometimes embarrassing in your mind because you're thinking, what is people saying? What are they thinking? Or what have you. But what they don't know is that, baby, God has something great in store. And all I know is, you know, people always ask me this question is, what do you do when you're gifted, you're talented, you have something great inside of you, but your reality don't reflect it? The only thing you can do is keep trusting God and keep pressing and pushing, because I believe this. I believe pain can produce if you're willing to push. I believe that. I believe that. And I believe you guys are a reflection of that. And I think, I'm looking for a book to drop anytime. I'm just going to put that in the atmosphere because I would read it. I'm telling you, because
we've been talking about it. We've definitely been talking about it.
No, but I want to just react off of something you said about being embarrassed. I remember when we had our reality show, I was embarrassed. You know, because on the first episode, I made a comment. And I said, it's hard being a broke celebrity. And they use that piece as to promote it.
As to pull people in. As soon as she said it,
and I said,
in my head, I already knew from doing television, I know what they're going to use. The two things you don't do, give them a phrase or do a silly picture like this.
I was when the show first came out, I was so embarrassed. Yeah. And I at first I was questioning myself, and I said, I shouldn't have said that, or you know, maybe we shouldn't be as transparent as you know. And then after the show aired, the messages that we were receiving from fans, you know, I had a woman at church tell me that her and her husband lost everything, and she was thinking about suicide.
They were planning on committing
suicide because they lost everything. And she said she watched our show and it's literally saved her life. So I said, okay, God, a lot of times we go through things so that we can, we come out of it, we can help others.
I want to give you guys some accolades, and I want you to understand something. Is that because oftentimes maybe, and I'm so glad that happened to you, because maybe sometimes you don't get a chance to hear all the testimonies of how your life have impact one. Maybe you spoke somewhere, or maybe you shared your life through TV, or however. But I want to tell you an encounter I had that reflected to both of you guys. So I was counseling a pastor in private, okay? Came to my counseling session. It was my first engagement to him. This is what he told me. This is about you guys. What he's at the time, this is like 10 years ago. At the time then, he had been in ministry 20 years, 5,000 member congregation. Hear me clearly. Every day he would go to his church. What people did not know is that he would sit at his desk and he had a revolver in his dresser and he would contemplate suicide. He would contemplate, would they miss me? All these different dynamics. And he would talk himself down and go through this process each time and never pull the trigger. But this is what he said to me that drove him to come to counseling. He saw you guys and you was talking at R.J. Washington's church. Yes, he did. And heard a word over there, sat in the back and heard a word, what have you. And it made him reach out and he came to counseling.
Wow.
Do you hear what I'm saying to you?
Hey, now you gonna make us cry.
You hear what I'm saying to you? So my thing, and this is what has got me through, sometimes you got to go through, but it ain't about you. Sometimes God, and I ain't saying it's easy, I ain't saying it ain't embarrassing at times or you got your feelings and emotion about it, but God used you as a conduit to get his power through. And this is what I've learned, my God, is though we bleed, we will never bleed out. This I know, because God is not only a redeemer and restorer, but he's a keeper. And you are the evidence that God is faithful. What I'm saying is you have let your light shine. Your life is evident. And I want you to know you're touching more people than you think. And I want to say thank you. If nobody said, I want to say thank you.
That's amazing.
Say thank you, because I'm so tired of people ill-representing the power of God. You stood in the midst of greatness, and you have stood in the midst of something that you could have said, you know what, I'm a ball up, just give up. And you kept the faith, and you stood in it with integrity and kept pushing.
Good stuff.
Man, look.
Look here, KGLH gonna be like, what was Dr. J, Lady J, and Flex and Shanice doing? Look here, this is a fact, but I love it because this is what we have to do, and we'll wrap it up. The reality is, Bible says, if one is going to worship me, and I'm rolling with Flex all day long because you know I'm all about the faith scenario. I ain't thinking about it because we're going to either decide, I said this Friday, if we believe him, we can keep the Bible open, but if we don't, close it. If we believe him, then we have to trust that he's going to do what he said. We give kudos to you guys for everything that you have deposited in this country. Do you hear me, my brother and my sister? But what we do celebrate with you is that greater is coming. And we look forward, and we're going to be pom-pom cheering and supporting on any level we can. Please tell the people how they can find you so that we can watch this story unfold.
Okay. Oh, real quick, guys.
You messed up my makeup.
Y'all can't do that. Then
my eyeliner is like.
I know you're out of time. Okay. But I just gotta say this real quick. I just gotta send love to the family of R.J. Washington. He passed away. That was a really good friend of mine, and that brother I stood with. I got to spend time with him, and he was one pastor, one person I knew that cared about the people. Yes. So I just want to send love to his family. You can find me on Instagram, Flex A Faux Real, Foreal. Yes, the ghetto way, Flex A Faux Real. On Facebook, Flex Alexander, and on TikTok, Flex A Faux Real. I know I'm 50 and I should be on TikTok, but I gotta be across all platforms.
Oh my gosh! So I'm trying to fix my makeup. Okay, so I am Shanice online on Instagram, Shanice online on Twitter, Facebook, Shanice Wilson, and on TikTok, I'm Shanice online _.
All right, last one, I promise I'll let you go. But this is Love Month, and I want to use this platform for this, and I want to be the first to have it, because I want people to go online. I want people to hear it and see it. So, guys, I want you to we want to do a little throwback real quick, and I want you to just reflect back for a second. Either one of you can share, or both of you can do it, what have you. How did this love story start? When did the love connect? When did that happen? How did that happen?
I can tell you.
He followed me and moved into my apartment.
Whatever. met her real quick. I met her. I was moving into the building where she lived. She was on her way to a Lauryn Hill concert. I saw her, and obviously I knew of her. I knew, who she was. I'm like, hey, Shanice. She's like, hey, Flex. I'm like, yeah, I'm moving into the building.
Well, I must say this before he tells the story. We met in London.
Oh, yeah.
And forgot about it.
Yeah.
He was dancing with Salt and Pepper. I was doing my thing, and we were both on Top of the Pops. It was one of the biggest shows in London.
Yeah.
And one of my dancers, after Flex and I got together, he said, you don't remember meeting Flex like in the 90s in London? So we did meet there.
So we met
and
there.
And then I had a friend that told me in the early 90s, he said he did a pilot. He said, I met your husband today. And I was like, what? He said, Flex is going to be your husband. He told me that in 90, was that 92, 93?
Yeah, that was early.
Okay, so I'm going to let Flex finish. So that happened before. Yeah,
that was even before.
Way before that.
So then I'm moving in the building. We meet. And I was like, I said, hey, give me a number, keep in touch. And not even like that, because I got out of a relationship. I was single for like a year. I wasn't thinking about nobody. I was getting into me. And so I waited for like 35 minutes. I'm like, she's taking forever. So I left. My cousin was helping me. 2 weeks later, I see her in the elevator again. I'm like, okay, now you got to give me a number. You had me waiting forever. So she gave me a number. We just talked. We literally just talked like friends, like every day.
We had a great friendship.
Just jokes and really.
And I didn't look at, when you meet a guy and like you're attracted to him, so you try to fix yourself up, put your makeup on. Like he would come down to my apartment. I would have on some flannel pajamas, scarf on my head, no makeup. Yep. Just like, because I didn't think, I was like, okay, he's just my friend. Yeah. Like, I didn't think, okay, this is going to be my husband.
And then cut to,
we were both celibate.
Little time passed, and I just saw how she was. I saw how she was with her family, her friends, her spirit and her heart was the biggest thing for me. And then one day it just changed. So she's at rehearsing to go on tour with NSYNC. And I just said, you talking all this stuff about, soulmates and all this. I said, your soulmate could be staring you right in the face. Bam! Dropped it on her like.
Wait a minute. He
dropped the mic.
Flex said he dropped the mic. Look, and it's been a story, love ever after. You guys all over the world, it has been our pleasure to absolutely have our brother and our sister. We wish them nothing but the best. Thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to what God has in store for you. God bless.
Do you want to own your own restaurant but don't want to do it alone? Do you currently own a restaurant but you're struggling with keeping your doors open? United Franchise, the owners of the award-winning brands Sinorama, Transworld, Accurate Franchising, John Smith Subs with 1,600 locations in over 80 countries, has partnered with Celebrity Soul Food to open the fastest-growing Southern cuisine restaurant chain all around the world. New territories available in a city near you. We're now taking applications for franchise owners. Call now, 310-975-7131, or go to www.celebritiesoulfood.com. Call now, 310-975-7131, or go to www.celebritiesoulfood.com. Call now, 310-975-7131. Ask the Bishop. The Bible says there is great reward in wise counsel. Do you have a question that you yourself can't find in the Word of God about your relationship? It's time to Ask the Bishop.
The question is, Bishop, if a person tells someone that they love them, but they hit them, or they love them, they always say they love them, but they are verbally abusive to them, should that person stay in that relationship? And the question that they had that I love is, does that person really love them? If they hit them, if they are verbally abusive to them, if they mistreat them, can they love them and not take care of them and be kind to them?
Absolutely correct. Did you know the greatest earthly love example is an adult with a baby? The adult love that baby. That baby don't give nothing. That baby don't talk. That baby don't argue. But the baby have a need. And the adult supply the need. The Bible tells us this, and this is what I love about the Bible. It said, my God shall supply all of my needs, not my wife, not my girlfriend, not my boyfriend or husband, but my God shall supply all of my needs. So what I'm saying to you, ones that are listening, is this. You have God using people to be a blessing in your life. People that love someone, don't lie to them, don't embarrass them, and do not lie to them. So I'm saying when you find someone that is not truthful, they don't love you, because you don't have to hide the truth from no one. I tell the truth to the best of my ability and let the person that receive it deal with it. If you love someone, be truthful. Yes, I love what the tribe said. Now, I don't know about the streets. I'm not going in the streets, but I love what the tribe said. Okay, so the tribe said, be a gatekeeper, protector.
Yes.
Okay, now the streets is saying something else, but he's in the alley. And so therefore, since he's in the alley, we're going to deal with the alley. But right now, let's deal with what the Bible says. And the Bible says,
come on, Bishop.
If you love, it will cast out not some, but all fear. So remember that.
Wow. You know, this is so good, guys. I mean, we're obviously not going to have enough time to finish this. We're going to have to do a part 2. But I want to piggyback on something Sheila brought forth, Bishop brought forth, and all of us collectively. But I want to bring something to light that came into my office that's now like it's rising, because, you know, I deal with people in counseling that have anxiety, things of that nature. However, one of the new things that have walked in my office, though, is women, majority, I'm sure it's men too, but women are having anxiety about relationships, particularly about love. And now this is what I found out has happened. I had one particular case. The woman, she had anxiety about she didn't want to be alone. Mm-hmm. But she had so many men in her life who had said they love her and mistreated her. She was really scarred in that area. Right. So this is what she did. I was having marriage counseling with her because she chose to get married. So that solved the fear problem of being alone. Mm-hmm. So she has someone, but she's not present because she keeps her husband at a distance just because she don't have to emotionally deal with it. So he's going through. So she bended the situation. I mean, and one thing, she had anxiety about being alone, but on the other hand, the damage of people's ill representation of love has damaged her in a way that she's trying to navigate that. And my prayer would have been that if she had known what had been said today, that first of all, just before you keep bringing that forth in your life, understand that these people didn't love you. Love didn't do this. Yes. And that's really my thing is, you know, I think it was Boomerang or what have you, that Halle Berry told old boy, said, listen, love should have brought your butt home last night. Love. Right. Love. But like Bishop said, if love is God, what she was saying is God didn't, you know, if you had God in here, you wouldn't have stayed out. If you was in this relationship, present, what have you, you wouldn't want to be out. That's good. You know what I mean? You would want to be right. So my question for everybody in their relationship is why you don't want to go home, why you don't want to talk, why you don't want to snuggle and be there. Where is God inside of that relationship? Because God is love.
First of all, I don't even know if anybody can breathe without that kind of truth hitting you upside your head. You guys, let me say this to you, and we are going to do a part 2 as we wrap up today. Doc is going to close us out. Dr. J, hear me clearly, and it's the truth. You just challenged everything that most people do, and you called it what it was, and you called it not love. And so what we're saying to you today is this amazing host takes us out for the day. I want you to think about everything that's been said today. You've seen it, you've heard it, but be clear, check yourself. I think there was a song that said you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because people are reckless with that word. We're getting ready to go to commercial. Our host, Dr. J the Counselor, is going to wrap us up today as he tells us what to do with Relationship Uncensored.
Relationships Uncensored.
You need someone to be brutally honest with you.
Let me tell you something. Dr. J is getting ready to rip the Band-Aid off your relationship and deal with your wounds,
your disappointments,
your thoughts,
and even your desire to just say quits with your relationship.
Stop lying to your kids.
Stop lying to your mate.
Stop lying to your church.
And more importantly, stop lying to yourself.
Dr. J says what he means.
But know this, he's Dr. J. So he means what he says.
It's that time for Relationships Uncensored.
Faith family, come here, come here, come here. I want to give you a uncensored truth. On TV, they have this show called Mythbusters. We're going to do a Mythbuster today regarding love. This is short and sweet, but it's simple but very deep, and I need you to hear my voice. No matter what condition you find your relationship in, if you're struggling, if you're interested in a relationship and you're really trying to define this love dynamic and you're seeing poor narrations of it and you don't want to be that or what have you, let me give you a full truth. They say that love can be in a relationship, and all of a sudden, as the years pass, if different things happen in the relationship, that the euphoria of it could just start lagging. The spark leaves, the passion and the enticement of it goes away. Mm-hmm. So then, what do people try to do in their relationships? They try to add extra date nights. They try to add all these different things in the sparks to what? To reproduce love. I then found something else in the latest article that psychologists were saying in a worldly manner is that, yeah, you can reproduce love. And I was thinking today, as we were sharing and Bishop was speaking, is then, are you saying I can reproduce God? Well, I am not God. I need a God. So then this is the truth I led to, and this is my uncensored. Maybe the reason that you can't get the spark back in your relationship, the reason you can't spark love back is because you got it all wrong. I want to inform people today that love don't need your spark. Love is the spark. Bring love back into the relationship, which means bring God back in it, and you'll see the fire spark off, okay? This is your boy, Dr. J, KJLH Radio. And, of course, you can always call in on the show, 352-817-0219, or go over to all of our social media platforms, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, man, if you ain't got somebody to help you in your community, your city, you can go online, man, and go to our counseling service on drjthecounselor.com. How we bring it, y'all? Katie in them streets, Sophisticated Sheila, Ask the Bishop, and, of course, my queen, my girlfriend, Lady J, and I'm your boy, Dr. J. Be blessed, be well, and happy love month, guys. God bless you.
Dr. J, Counselor. Dr. J, Counselor.